credit. In this section, we're going to be looking at all things credit. What is a credit score? Why does it matter? How do they come up with your credit score? Be sure to check out the video at the end for tips and tricks on how to improve your credit. A credit score is a number that's assigned to you to determine your credit worthiness. Think of it as a grade to determine how likely you are to pay back your bills. This number is then used by creditors to decide if they're going to lend to you. There are 3 credit bureaus that generate a score for each individual: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. These 3 bureaus, interestingly enough, are actually for-profit companies. It's not the Fed or a government entity or a governing financial body, but they're for-profit businesses. This is important to understand, to know who's behind the scores and how are they determined. The credit scores are generated by several different algorithms that all have different factors that affect your score. In fact, in the overall lending world, there could be up to 18 different algorithms, and not all of them are equal. Many of the scores that are generated or different algorithms come over as what we call a consumer report. Remember, these are for-profit companies. So if they can influence your emotional financial decision making, they're going to do that. For this reason, the consumer scores may be higher than your mortgage FICO score. That's why it's imperative that you get your mortgage FICO score as early in the home buying process as possible. These consumer reports can oftentimes show a higher score because they're using different weighted averages or even using a different point system altogether. So it's imperative that you use the lender's credit report and the mortgage FICO score to determine what you can qualify for and what loan programs are available. A lender is going to use your middle score, not your high score, not your low score. The middle score is going to be used to determine your credit worthiness. We're going to go into depth about the positives and negatives that can impact your credit score in our bonus video with the tips and tricks. But for now, I want to briefly hit on the 5 categories that make up your credit score. First, we're going to have payment history. Payment history makes up the largest portion of your credit. In fact, it's 35%. It's looking at if you've made your payments on time or you've been late. Secondly, the amounts that you owe. This is 30% of your credit score. This is showing how much you owe on your credit cards, auto loans, mortgages, installment loans, student loans, etc. Thirdly is the length of your credit history. This is 15% of your overall credit score. This is looking at how long you've had credit established. Fourth is the types of credit. This is 10% of your overall credit score. Do you have revolving debt, mortgages, auto loans, student loans, etc., or are you just limited to one type of credit? Finally is new credit. This makes up the remaining 10% of your overall credit score. They're looking if you've established any new credit recently. Did you know that every credit report potentially has errors in the reporting? Even up to 30% could be incorrect. This is imperative that you get a copy of your mortgage FICO score from your lender to not only review these 5 categories and how it plays into your credit, but also to see if there's any errors on your report. I want to run through a credit report to show you what you might see and how to read that report. Whose account is it? The borrower or co-borrower? The name of the creditor? Date reported? Date opened? The date last active? High credit limit? Account type? Current balance reporting? Terms of the debt? How much past due? Any lates? Etc. Any one of these categories could be where errors are reporting. So make sure that you're reviewing it and being a student of your own credit. Know what is going into your report. So these are my 3 recommendations. Have your credit pulled by a mortgage lender. Make sure you get a copy of it and become a student of your own credit, more than just the score itself, but what's actually reporting. Credit is so important. It opens doors for loan products and even lower rates and fees. So make sure that you're taking it seriously. Get that report and become an expert on your own credit.